Today I'll be going over some things I feel that most beginners, like myself, make mistakes on and probably forget to implement these before and after their workout or exercise training session, whatever it may be. So to give you a brief description of what's going to happen, I'm going to tell you how to do it and why you should do it. The first being simply warming up for your gym session. Well, warming up for your gym session is actually really good, simply because you have lower risk of injuries, and the other parts will be said later on in the video. But for now, let's just talk about how to do it. How to do it, it would be, for example, just simple wrist rotations, elbow circles, shoulder circles, anything that can help getting blood flow throughout your body, or the parts of your body that you want to exercise and train. Most of the time you want to ensure that your shoulders, your joints, specifically wrist, elbow, shoulder, hips, and knees and ankles are good and stable, where you have enough blood flowing through your body, and when you do the exercise you do not get this sudden cramp. I do see people get cramps whenever they work out in social media, but on social media sometimes, but I think this is because of the lack of simply warming up before they start the session. Okay, now I'll be talking about why you should do it. Why you should do it improves blood flow. Okay, overall blood flow to all of your body parts is a lot better, and in general you also get to receive way lesser injuries. There is a chance of injuries, but that's only if you do something stupid, like unless you fuck it up, there's absolutely no way that you would have injuries when you are having good proper form and you already warmed up. Now, warming up is also beneficial when you want to lift up larger, heavier weights for the first time. For example, you pick up let's say your usual rep range is around 10 kilograms for bicep curls. You want to go to maybe just 4 kilograms. You want to try 4 kilograms. Just do a set of 8. That should be enough to warm up your muscles for you trying to go to maybe a set record. Just warming up your biceps is enough. For example, many people warm up on bench. You see people pushing the weight at a very much lower than what would they have on their max reps. People usually have max reps of 8 or 6 or 4, around their max reps of 4 to 6. They would spend their time doing these reps 6 times, okay? But if they want to go for a higher rep range, or maybe higher weight but lesser amount of reps, they would always have to warm up first, because obviously it's their first time trying, especially when you're doing 1 rep max, like bench, deadlift, things like that. Anyway, next, the second most important thing that I think most beginners like myself make the mistake of thinking that is unimportant and we miss out on is cooling down after the exercise. To put it simply, cooling down is just making sure that your muscles are not suddenly stop working. You need to have a slow process where you slowly get back into your daily life. For example, this could be static stretching, and I think that's very useful, where you just hold a pose like when you bend over, when you lean forward, you sit flat, like with your legs straight out. This is your body. You bend down as low as you can. This will stretch your hamstrings, and if other places that you want to stretch, you can just simply flex them out and push them against the wall. For example, if you want to flex your bicep, you can just hold a wall like that, and you can just push against. It's really good for stretching, and I think it's very useful when you're trying to, like, after a workout. Plus, I do think that it helps build relative strength. Not sure, but before I used to do a lot of exercising, going to the gym, I used to do a lot of stretching, and being stretching alone, my relative strength to my body size was much greater than it would be for a guy of my stature. So I think stretching really helps. Static stretching, I don't know this more, but for warming up, you need to have movements, a lot of movements. For cooling down, you would need to have you just need to hold the position for long enough so that your muscles slowly go back to the way that they were before they exercise. It's like sitting down right after sprinting. It isn't good for your body, simply because your muscles are in a very stretched part. When you sprint, your muscles stretch and contract to become faster, so they can give more power out. And simply because of that stretching, if you sit down and rest instantly, it would not be very beneficial. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that this is the source of cramps, muscle cramps. But try not to overdo stretching. Overdoing it can also lead to some problems. Just give around for a few seconds, hold it for around 3 to 6 seconds, and you should be good for that specific area. And if you want, you can do it later on at night. You can stretch again, stretch. It's always good to have stretching before you sleep, because it helps relieve muscle stress. In a way, I know that because I literally stretch every single night. And I think that's it for this video. It's a really short video, I know, but there's not much to go through, especially since you're a beginner. It's really easy to miss out some things, and you just have to remember that you have to have prep work, and think about it as a competition. You have prep work, you have the show, and then you have after the show. What you do after the show, prep work is before the show. Now, prep work is basically your stretching. Your show would basically be being able to perform exercises. Maybe it's like a push day, pull day, doesn't matter. That would be your show. And lastly would be your what's you call it after your show? I don't know. Maybe post workout. Just post workout. You would need to have at least a cooling down session. Yeah, and I think that's it for this video. Anyway, if you enjoyed my content and you want to see more, please subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and if you do think that you are not gonna come by, and like this is your first video, and you don't think you come back for more, and you don't like me, just leave a like and don't subscribe. I genuinely do not think I would want you here, unless you're interested in being able to improve yourself in both physical, aesthetics, maybe more. I intend to reach a business level someday, but as of right now, I am just starting out. So see you in maybe about from a year from now. I'll start talking about financial stuff, because I think a year or two from now is where I start making the most mistakes, and where you can avoid these mistakes. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much. uh, I will be seeing you guys around. Much love, Shaun.